few days later, I see Elliot, the assistant sports coach, grab a pupil's head and draw on his face.
What are you doing?
I'm really taken aback, but the head teacher doesn't appear bothered. Elliot, the assistant sports coach, is covering an English lesson. Out of nowhere, he grabs a pupil who's working quietly.
That child is sat there with his headphones on doing what he's meant to do.
He wants to bring it in.
He looks like he gets some sort of perverse pleasure out of it, doesn't he? It's really dangerous. You can see him holding the child round his neck. It's a really, really unsafe position. It makes me feel sick. What you see is an adult enjoying power. I can see absolutely no reason for manhandling that child.
I hear about another pupil who doesn't come into school. Instead, 2 members of staff go to him. I'm told he gets just 2 hours of lessons 4 days a week. They're led by Paul Hamill. He's a sports coach and says he's a member of the senior leadership team. The cost to the local authority, £150,000 a year.
The local authority said we can't put him anywhere. So they wouldn't touch him, and they're like super high provision money, they wouldn't touch him.
He tells me the school's CEO, Alistair Savimutto, was eager to take the pupil and the cash that came with him.
So Alistair went, I need to go to this business, Paul. He said, I need to go to this school and to do that, I need money.
We take the pupil to a local football pitch for a kick around. As we're packing up, with the pupil standing right next to us, Paul Hamill talks to him with utter contempt.
You're the best footballer in a disabled school. Well done, you. That's like being a pirate in a blind school. One of them works. I'm king here.
The boys' grandparents, Rihanna and Phil, have also agreed to watch some of my footage.
You're the best footballer in a disabled school. Well done, you. That's like being a pirate in a blind school.
The only way he can feel good about himself is to bully and belittle and children. And he's got a serious, serious problem. I think he's a disgusting human being.
Rihanna has looked after her grandson since he was 18 months old, so he calls her mum. The school should provide a nurturing, calm and safe environment for him. But Paul Hamill has described the child as a little serial killer.
Easy day, because you're going to down on the road, but I don't upset. Why did you give me the evening? Well, I've got it over now, but I still
And he was nice to me. He was nice to me. After he's just said all that about a child. About a child.
Our child.
It gets worse. Paul tells me he once fantasised about how he would like to kill him, and the boy overheard.
Like, the worst thing I probably said and got away with, and I thought he'd gone, and he forgot something was on his way back. I said, Dan, I'd love to drown him in the bath like a kid.
You like to what?
Love to drown him in the bath like a kid. I was going to Dan, I was all animated, I was going, just the thought of squeezing him while he's catching my arms, trying to wriggle out. And he was there. I went, hello, mate.
And it scares me. Yeah. It actually really scares me.
Yeah.
Paul Hamill says the boy once smashed up a classroom and threatened him. The man who should know how to deal with behaviour like this tells me he responded with violence.
Yeah, firm up one place. But on the paperwork it was like, I guided him effectively. Unlike them. Like I flipped on the other day, he shit himself.
Yes, that's really concerning.
Yeah.
Because he is a violent, aggressive man. He should not be around children.
But on the paperwork it was like, I guided him effectively.
He knows what the rules are. You know this, I guided him effectively. He knows how to fill in the reports. And yet, by the way he talks, he knows absolutely that he's breaking all the rules. I'm hoping as a result of your filming, nobody will ever employ him in education again.
I'm in the office with Head of Sport, Ollie, and the school's mental wellbeing coach, Dan.
I think teaching's just from the parent.
Yeah.
It's so easy to teach kids shit.
Yeah.
Especially these things because they're so deaf. Like, it's not like anything intense, is it? Like, stupid. All you gotta do is make it semi-fun. And they just listen.
Even in front of the children, the mental wellbeing coach doesn't hold back. I hear him insult a pupil with an offensive term, flid. I quickly switch on my camera to capture what happens next.
Hey Sam, mate, you're pissing me off. Just get out there, turn on your laptop. I'm not the arse, where you go?
Flid meaning and I'll get it.
I don't know what it means, so you're just moving daily.
Stupid. Just sounds offensive to describe a student physically or the naked person.
I asked Dan about it later.
I thought of flip. I mean, like I've got this crack here. Can't go with that.
I don't even know what flip is.
So you really thought. I shouldn't really go over my but.
The next day, I'm in the school kitchen and hear Dan being offensive about pupils again.
School full of retards, but not SAS stuff. Like, chill out.
Coach Dan and assistant sports coach Elliot in the school foyer. We're waiting for the last of the children to leave
See you later.
when they start speculating about a pupil's sexuality.
He said he's not gay, he's now gone up with 30% fan.
He's gay.
70% cock.
He's gay. Anything like,
Proper cake and
When the boy is off sick, I hear Ollie use another extremely offensive homophobic term about him.
I thought you had tonsillitis.
This time in front of another pupil.
symptoms of being a batty boy, eh?
When the boy's back in school, I even see staff taunting him to his face.
You'll see, Sherry. Come on, sex mate.
Some of the sports staff use highly sexualised language, and they don't seem to care who they aim it at.
hello. Ollie. Sasha's just got a itself.
It's bad enough when they say this to me. I'm even more shocked when it's directed at pupils.
Get out of this school now.
Sket is a really sexist term, and it basically means a woman who sleeps around.
Today, the school's CEO, Alistair Savimutto, is driving the minibus. He's a former professional rugby player and used to be chief executive of Bournemouth Football Club.
Not only do we want to deliver an education second to none, but give these children every opportunity to flourish and do the best they can. It's to prepare them for life and life after education.
On the 20-minute drive, I ask him about the school's funding.
So this is the SEND schools funded by local authorities, is that right?
All the children from here got the HCPs, Education
Yeah,
Healthcare
yeah.
Plans. So all our fees come from local government.
Since Life School opened in 2021, Wirral Council has paid it more than £2.2 million. It's no wonder the CEO wants to expand the Life School brand.
Have you got big plans for it, or
100 schools.
100 schools?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my plan is to make those. When you look at financial terms, first £1 billion educational provision in the country, £1 billion.
And he also has big plans for his head teacher, Sarah Quilty.
She's going to be the richest head in the country. Is she? Yeah, she's going to be so minted.
Thanks, Alistair. Inside the sports centre, Ollie, the head of sport, gets a child in a headlock. He drags him to the floor, holding him down by his neck. After the child gets up, Ollie mocks his reaction and then shoves him back down to the ground. The boy seems to be in pain and holds his ankle. Dan tells me he's worried it's broken. Luckily it's not, but if it had been, he says he'd help cover up what happened. As well? I've come to realise, at Life School, this kind of behaviour happens so often people see it as normal. For some staff, it's become a way to control the children.
Into being a bit of a bitch, so, which is why I think he's going to stay behaving well.
What's going on in this school is really, really shocking. These vulnerable kids are meant to be coming to this school to get an education, and instead they're getting aggression, bullying, and even violence from the members of staff. Ollie, the head of sport, says the school is a stressful and a demanding environment, and that he's never harmed a student in any situation that has required physical intervention. Lawyers for Elliot, the assistant sports coach, say he denies threatening or harming any pupil physically. They say he accepts he drew on a pupil's face, denies it was an assault, and apologises unreservedly for any inappropriate behaviour. Dan, the mental well-being coach, says isolated comments in the staff room away from pupils were simply dark humour and a coping strategy. He says he's never had any malicious intent towards pupils, for whom he says he has a great deal of care. We wrote to Head of Operations, Paul Hamill, and Head Teacher, Sarah Quilty. They didn't respond. Lawyers for the school's CEO, Alistair Savimutto, say Sarah Quilty did not see a member of staff draw on a pupil's face. After nearly 7 weeks undercover, it's my last day at the school. I arranged to meet Alistair Savimutto. There are very few rules about the qualifications you need to open a school like his. Here we go. He's at his office.
You know, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a businessman. You know, I'm not a SEN specialist, I'm not a mental health specialist, I'm not a teacher, you know.
He tells me he used to be a special constable for Merseyside police.
My nickname was a savage.
Savage.
Because I was the first in to all trouble.
In September last year, he was sacked for gross misconduct after failing to declare debts during police vetting. He also tells me he used a police-style restraint on a pupil who was lashing out. He says the child ignored a 10-second warning.
After 10 seconds, I nailed him. I went straight in and he hit the floor faster than he could, like, because I just did one pressure point and he was gone.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
It's just on here, you just bring his arms and you lock his arms in, and once you've locked himself out, if I get you on the arm and lock you in,
yeah,
he hits the floor like that, like that.
Lawyers for Alistair Savimutto say he denies ever using inappropriate force on or behaving aggressively towards a pupil.